Think and Grow Rich is one of the most well-known titles when it comes to the self-help genre. Originally published in 1937, the title of this book is the clickbait of all clickbaits, when clickbait wasn't even a thing. Shock value aside, does it really deliver on its titular statement? Can you really grow rich just by thinking? In a nutshell, if you're interested in consuming self help books, I strongly recommend reading this title because it had laid the foundations for modern self help books and is heavily referenced by them. That said, it's also fair to criticize this book for some of the early 20th century pseudoscience, for example, the concept of ether and infinite intelligence, or to point out that the author has a tendency to embellish things, such as stating that the steel tycoon Andrew Carnegie hired him to write a book on success. However, I still think the mental model of this book offers a lot of value for people who are entrepreneurial. The book consists of 15 chapters, with seemingly disparate topics ranging from how to cultivate faith by repeating verbal affirmations to how to channel your sexual desire into creative energy. Without further ado, here's the mental model I've extracted from the book. In a nutshell, the process of getting rich reads like this flowchart. You would communicate your desire for riches to the infinite intelligence via your subconsciousness, and you would do so via autosuggestion, in other words, reciting pre written daily affirmations. The universal intelligence then would send you business ideas or solutions to your entrepreneurial problems in the form of hunches or intuitions by ways of your creative imagination. Upon receiving these hunches, it is then your responsibility to transform them into actionable plans and execute them with persistence until your valuable service to others convert into monetary compensation for yourself. The mental model of Think and Grow Rich is elaborate and even recalling the client server pattern in computer science, in the sense that if we think of our conscious mind as the client and the infinite intelligence as the server, then our subconscious mind can be construed as a queue like message broker. So think of Kafka or RabbitMQ, such that when conveying our desires or payloads to our subconscious mind, we're essentially queuing up asynchronous requests to the server or the universal intelligence. The actionable processes, such as instilling the need for business ideas in our subconscious mind and amplifying our creative imagination via sexual transmutation, are optimization techniques to fine tune the insight retrieval operation. Like I've stated in the previous video where I reviewed Wallace Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich, which I'll be linking in the description, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich is closely related to The Science of Getting Rich and Dr. Maxwell Maltz' Psycho-Cybernetics. Recall that Watto stated in The Science of Getting Rich that to amass wealth, you need to, first of all, think in a certain way, which means that you need to believe in the existence of ether or the infinite intelligence and cultivate faith via visualization. And secondly, you need to act in a certain way, which means giving your present task your 100% effort when providing service to others. Comparing to Waddell's simple outline structured mental model, the flowchart like mental model of this book not only acknowledges the validity of the universal intelligence, but also organizes it into this data flow diagram. Moreover, instead of settling with what Waddles called act a certain way, Think and Grow Rich expounded on what you ought to do after you've received business insights from the infinite intelligence. Meaning, you've got to strategize with your mastermind, gather necessary specialized knowledge, formulate concrete plan, start executing immediately, and keep at it with persistence. When it comes to fine tuning, it's worth mentioning that while Napoleon Hill advocated for rote repetition of written affirmation as a way of issuing commands to your subconscious mind, the two other books in the Manifestation Trilogy both stated visualization as the superior way of goal setting. And in regards to sexual transmutation, the whole chapter is very abstract to read. The TLDR is that you should be temperate when it comes to acting out physically on your sexual desires. Instead, use it as impetus to power through blockages on your business endeavors. If you're interested in learning more, drop a comment and I'll make follow up videos on this topic. To conclude the book review, if you're interested in the self help genre, this book is one of the foundational texts that you ought to familiarize yourself with. My stance on the pseudoscience aspect of the book is that I choose to believe it because it's empowering and explains phenomena such as hunches with an albeit unscientific theory. So that concludes our book review of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. If you're new to this series, I publish monthly book review videos where I give you the mental model I've extracted from a well-reviewed non-fictional book in a concise and straight to the point format. If you're interested in following this series, sign up for the video updates at blog.wordforge.tech. Our next book review video will be on Dr. Maxwell Maltz' Psycho-Cybernetics. And with that said, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye bye.